Hey ladies, oh my gosh, okay, so technical difficulties or maybe just a YouTube illiterate person here, but I could not get the YouTube live to go live. It just kept spinning and it was doing it for way too long. So I'm like, okay, forget it. I'm gonna go on Facebook and then I'll figure out how to download this video and then put it on YouTube and then figure out the YouTube thing for next week, so I can make sure that we're on YouTube live starting next week. All right. So I'm not going to take up too much of your time. My apologies for coming on late for those of you that were like wondering like, where is she, right? So I'm here on Facebook, and we'll try this again. We'll take 2 next week on YouTube. All right. So today's subtopic is talking about the name, the ring, the label, right? Holding on or letting it go. Right, so if you are watching live, let me know, say hello, drop a heart, and if you're watching replay, hashtag replay, so I can show you some love when I come back on into the comments. All right, so why am I talking about these things? Well, I get a lot of questions from widows about, when did I take off my ring? Now that I'm remarried, did I change my name? What about the label about widows? I know that some women don't even like to be called a widow, right? So I get that too. And I want you to know that there is no right or wrong way to do this or even time frame. It really is all about trusting yourself and honoring your love, what was, and who you are today. Right, so I'll just share with you myself and what I've done over the years for all of this stuff. So first, let me start with the label. Let's go backwards. Let's start with the label, being called a widow. Okay, I remember the very first time I had to fill out some paperwork, and I think it was to get Frank's 401k and move it into an individual IRA or something like that, and the form had married, divorced, and single. Well, they didn't want me to put married. Well, this was a change of lifestyle or whatever, so I couldn't put married. I definitely wasn't divorced. I did not see myself as single, right? So there was no widow on this form. And I'm thinking, well, how inappropriate, or how the word I was thinking, were they insensitive, right? How insensitive of this company to not even recognize that. Like, a lifestyle change should include that. You know that your clients are going to be coming in here because someone passed away, and you need to change some of the financial things that need to be changed because of someone that had died in their family. And so I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Like, I literally couldn't fill out the form, right? So for me, widow was the only thing that I could attach myself to, especially when it came to legal documents. I didn't really have a problem with it. I mean, I was definitely sad and heartbroken in the beginning, going, oh my God, I am now a widow. And that like hit me to the core. But I would rather have been called a widow than to say that I was single. I still would have preferred to say I was married and that my husband was just in heaven. But from a legal perspective, that just wasn't possible to do, right? And so I was okay with the label widow. And in fact, today I'm still okay with the label widow. I have attached to it. It's part of my identity. Does it need to be a part of yours? Only you can answer that, right? If using the word widow is derogatory to you, that's okay, right? You make that okay for yourself. I've attached to the word widow because for me, it signifies a time in my life where I've found new strength, new courage, and it's an identity that I've held on to because it still attaches me to my past. It still allows me to honor Frank in a way that I always want to honor Frank. And so being married to Mick does not take away the fact that I'm still Frank's widow. And I love that I get to do both. I love that I'm able to still honor the love that I have today with Mick and still honor the love that I have with Frank right here in my heart, right? So I am a wife to Mick and I'm a widow to Frank. Not a lot of people can say they could do stuff like that, right? I always say that us widows, we're unique in that way, right? And I don't get all of you to get that, right? I don't expect all of you to get that right now, especially if you're early on in your journey. Like, it's okay to not be attached to it. It's okay to think like, no, I don't want to be a widow. I'm still a wife. Yes. Hold on to whatever makes you feel good right now in this moment in your life. Okay, I want you to know that. Now let's talk about the ring, right? I wore my wedding band for, I think, 2 years. Wore the wedding band for 2 years on my wedding finger, right? Never took it off. And I wore Frank's wedding band on my neck. So I had it around my neck early. In fact, I put it on my finger initially, but his fingers were so big that it literally even fell off of my thumb. I think the first day or two that I wore it, and it fell to the ground, and I was so frantic that I couldn't find it. And I was like freaking out that I would lose his ring. And so my son-in-law actually gave me that chain. It's the what did they call it? The one that the military wear, right? It's like one of those chains that are kind of like connected, like you put it inside this clasp and it like really sticks. So my son-in-law was in the army at the time, and so he's like, Mom, here, take this. And dog tags, right? So it's the chain from his dog tag. So I took that, put Frank's ring around my neck, and I wore that around my neck for so many years, right? Eventually, when I was ready to take my ring off of my finger, I put my ring on the chain with Frank's, and I wore that for another several years. And it wasn't until my daughter, my youngest daughter, wanted to get married that I took the rings off of my neck. Actually, no, sorry, take it back. I took it off my neck already, like maybe a few months prior. And that's only because I was looking to repurpose the rings. And so I found this jewelry company in Canada, and she, we got on a call. She wanted to hear my story. And she's really the kind of person that loves to bring jewelry to life, right? Give it a meaning. And so she always wants to know, like, where did that jewelry come from? And what did it have? What was the meaning then? And what do you want it to mean now? And it was a really great conversation. I was really excited to turn my ring and Frank's ring into, I think it was a pendant. Honestly, I can't even remember. It's been a while, but I think it might have been a pendant, and I was going to wear it around my neck. And she was going to really, like, I guess, melt the jewelry and make it into something really beautiful that really still signified my love that I had with Frank. But I never did it, and I'm really glad that I didn't, because when my daughter told me that she was going to get married and we're talking about her wedding, she was like, Mom, I don't want to have a big wedding. I don't even want to invite all kinds of people because, well, my dad's not going to be there to walk me down the aisle. So I don't want to have this big grand wedding that we had for my brother and my sister. Like, I just want to go to Vegas. We just want to get married like that, really fast, really quick. And we just want to spend our money on a nice big honeymoon, right? So I honor that space for her. But then we talked about the rings, and she's like, she's like, I noticed you're not wearing the rings anymore around your neck. Do you still have the rings? And I'm like, of course I do. I said, I just took it off because I was going to repurpose it and turn it into a pendant to wear it around my neck. Instead of 2 rings dangling on my neck. And she was like, would you be okay giving it to us? Like, she's like, at least Dad's ring. Like, I would love for Sean to wear Dad's ring. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, that is such a great idea. I'm like, of course you can have both. Like, you guys don't need to spend for rings. Like, take my ring, because my ring anyways was Grandma B's ring. So my ring was Frank's grandma's ring. And she gave it to us. Like, Frank was her favorite grandson. And she wanted his wife to have her ring. And so she gave us the ring. It was so beautiful. So anyways, I thought it was just such a great idea. And I'm like, you need to have the ring. Like, let's just keep, like, that's perfect. We'll keep the ring in the family. And so she has my ring. Her husband has her dad's ring. I always kind of joke with my son-in-law that, his father-in-law's watching over him, right? He's got the ring on, so he better be good to my daughter. But yeah, they have the rings. It's just so beautiful. It was such a very intimate way to allow their dad to be a part of, her dad to be a part of her wedding, and literally to always be in her life, right? Like, how beautiful is that her husband gets to honor that love between her parents by him wearing the ring and honoring and protecting his daughter, right? My husband's daughter. And so it's beautiful, right? So they have our rings. Like definitely a different story, you guys. I'm not sure what you're doing with yours. Maybe it's in your jewelry box. Maybe you're still wearing it. Maybe you have it on your neck, right? Like I did for a long time. Repurposing is a really great idea. I loved it. And again, if I didn't have a daughter that needed the rings, or the rings were going to be significant like that, I would have turned it into a repurposed piece of jewelry, because I just wanted to make sure that we were always connected in that way. So whether you repurpose it, whether you still wear it on your finger, on your hand, move it from one hand to the other, right? From your left to your right, like you make it what feels right for you. And your journey of life, that decision can change, right? Like for me, I told myself in the beginning, I'm never taking this ring off. I'm always going to wear it, right? And a lot of that was, well, I don't want to be approached by men, because I was not ready to move forward in dating or anything like that. And I wanted to just wear the ring. People that didn't know my story, well, men are going to see the wedding band on my hand and they're like, oh, she's taken. And so then they don't bother me, right? So that was also a deterrent to men that I just didn't necessarily want to befriend or whatever, right? So that helped then that way. Frank protected me in that space as well. So again, you do what feels right for you. You guys, there is no right or wrong time. The right time is your right time for you, right? So wear it for as long as you need to wear it. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It's your finger, it's your ring, it's your life. You do what feels right for you. When you put it away, if and when you're ready to put it away, almost always there's going to be feelings that will come up, right? Feelings of guilt. Gosh, if I put this away, what does that mean? Does it mean that I don't love him anymore? Will he be sad? Will he be hurt? What will my family think? What will my kids think? What will his family think? A lot of those feelings will come up, right? And that's okay too, right? When they come up, then you deal with them, right? But not a moment sooner than that, right? Don't worry about that right now. When that time comes up and you're not sure of how to handle those feelings, and you and I are not working together in that moment, well, get a hold of me, right? This is why you're here inside Widow Rising. I'm here to support you through that journey. So when that time comes, we can talk about it. But embrace whatever feels right for you, right? Now let's talk about the name. I kept my name. I've been a Garcia my whole adult life, literally. Like my maiden name, like that wasn't even attached to me as I was building a business or building my career. All my kids have Garcia, so it's just been my name my whole adult life, right? And when Mick and I decided to get married, when he proposed to me, that was one of the first things that I said was, I'm not dropping Garcia when I marry you. I hope you know that. And he was like, oh my God, I would not want you to. Of course, and so, we talked about it, and it's I want to carry your name as well. And, I think Mick was okay with whatever I decided, but I decided to do a dash. So I'm Garcia-Brown now. And I love that, again, it just fits the identity that I have chosen for me. Keeping my past here in my present, bringing my future into my present. It's all intertwined together, and it fits in every area of my life. I'm a widow, I'm a wife. I'm a Garcia, I'm a Brown. My past and my present are there together, always and forever. Does that work for everybody? No, it doesn't. Some women, well, especially, just depending on how the relationship was, will choose to let go of the late husband's last name and just keep the new husband's last name. And again, there's nothing wrong with that either. Some women will not carry the new husband's last name and keep the old husband's last name, or keep the maiden name, right? So she has that identity that she had before she ever got married. And then that way she's not choosing either or. And again, that's okay for her. So whatever works for you, just know, ladies, that whatever you decide, it's not going to come without human emotions. The guilt, the sadness, the worry, the doubts, the judgment, right? Because it's not only your feelings that are going to come into play, it'll be your family as well, his family as well, right? And so those are all things that will come into your space and affect the decision that you make. right? Whether it's just affecting it in a way where you have human emotions that you're processing and you're going to do it anyway, or it affects your decision because now you want to do what makes them feel comfortable and you're going to do that, right? But again, whatever you decide, I'm here to encourage you and to support you and to let you know that the labels, the ring, the name, all of it is all unique and individual to each of us. But again, they don't come without the human emotions. So allow yourself to feel it. Ask yourself the questions, write them down, pros and cons. What if I do it this way? What if I do it this way? Who is it going to hurt? Who is it not going to hurt? Who is it affecting? Who is it not affecting? Right? And when you get it all down on paper, you have like a better sense of things versus just having it all in your head and then it just all consuming you. And then now you have all of these human emotions attached to those thoughts and now it becomes so overwhelming. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be daunting, right? You just need to be able to embrace what belongs to you now in this life, right? And if you're not there yet, maybe just save this video for when this does apply to you. If it doesn't apply to you now, thank you for jumping on anyway, because these are things that you may have to consider later on in life. If you're already here and you are struggling with any of it, the ring, the name, the label, contact me, direct message me, let me know. If you've already gone through this journey and you've made decisions and you came out on the other side winning, like winning for yourself, then let us know in the comments what you did, right? Because maybe you did something different than what I did, right? So my way isn't the right way. It's the right way for me, but it may not be the right way for you. And maybe there's another widow in this group that did it a different way than I did, and you resonate more with that. So if you're that person, if you're that beautiful soul that has gone through this journey already of changing your name, taking off the ring, doing something with the ring, getting remarried, whatever it is, please let us know in the comments, because you could be a source of inspiration and hope for other ladies that are just coming into this journey now and wondering what will happen when I get to that place, so that you can see what other widows have done before you. All right. Again, if you came on here live, thank you for coming on. My apologies for the YouTube live. I don't know, maybe I'll figure it out. I will figure it out. I promise we will get to YouTube live next week, and that way all of these videos will be in a folder inside my YouTube channel, and you can come back and watch them anytime you want. All of the older videos I also plan on downloading and putting it inside YouTube. So you have all of the Widow to Widow episodes starting from episode 1. Gosh, we are now on episode 40. Can you believe it? Episode 40. So they will all be inside that playlist, and you can come back and watch it whenever you need it. All right, my beautiful ladies, I love you all so much. I hope that you have a safe day wherever you're at in the world. And I wish you nothing but peace, hope, and eventually some joy in your life. All right, take care.